Hello everyone, thank you for joining me today. I'm your host Angela and this is the Fatal Encounter. Please like, subscribe and share your thoughts down in the comment section below. Thank you. Once upon a time, in the quiet town of Springfield, Missouri, lived a woman named Claudine deedee Blanchard. She was born on May 3rd, 1967 in Chuck Bay, Louisiana. Deedee had a troubled past. Even as a child, she exhibited bizarre and cruel behaviors. Often, she would steal from her family, and she also engaged in fraudulent activities. Deedee married Rod Blanchard on December 27, 1990, but the marriage was short-lived, as they separated shortly before the birth of their daughter, Gypsy Rose Blanchard, who, according to Deedee, suffered from numerous illnesses. But shockingly, it is said that Deedee was also suffering from Munchausen syndrome by proxy. This is a mental disorder where a caregiver fabricates and or induces illnesses on someone under their care to gain attention and sympathy. For over 2 decades, Deedee manipulated the doctors and the public, convincing them that Gypsy was gravely ill. Gypsy was subjected to several unnecessary medical treatments and surgeries. She was confined to a wheelchair and forced to adhere to a strict regimen of medications. Deedee's control over Gypsy was absolute, and any attempt by Gypsy to assert her independence were met with severe punishment. As Gypsy grew older, she began to notice that there were inconsistencies in her mother's stories about her health. Despite being told she couldn't walk, Gypsy found out that she could actually stand and move around when Deedee was not looking. This also caused her to start questioning why she needed so many medications and treatments when she didn't feel sick, as her mother had claimed, and Gypsy's suspicions were further fueled by her interactions with the doctors and medical professionals. Some doctors expressed doubts about Deedee's claims, but Deedee always found ways and managed to deflect their concerns. Gypsy began to understand that her mother was lying about the illnesses, but she felt trapped and powerless and could not do anything about it. In her quest for freedom, Gypsy turned to the internet, where she could explore the world beyond her mother's control. She joined various online communities, where she eventually met Nicholas Gordijon on a Christian dating site. Nicholas, who lived in Wisconsin, quickly became a confidant and a source of emotional support for Gypsy. The two developed a close relationship, sharing their deepest thoughts and feelings. Gypsy confided in Nicholas about the abuse and suffering that she had at her home and her desire to escape. Nicholas, who had his own struggles with mental health, empathized with Gypsy and became determined to help her. And Gypsy and Nicholas began to discuss on the ways to free Gypsy from her mother's control, and initially they considered running away together, but Gypsy feared that Deedee would find them and punish her even more severely. According to me, Gypsy's control or manipulation tactics kicked off here because their conversations eventually turned darker, and they started to discuss and contemplating on the idea of killing Deedee. This is the only way of ensuring Gypsy's safety. Meticulously, they planned the murder of over several months, and they discussed every details through online messages and phone calls. Gypsy also instructed Nicholas on how to enter her home and where to find a weapon, so she had planted this before. They also planned their escape route and how they would cover their tracks. On the night of 9th June 2015, while Deedee slept, Nicholas entered the Blanchard home and brutally stabbed Deedee to death. Gypsy, who orchestrated the whole plan, hid herself in the bathroom during the attack. After the murder, the couple fled to Nicholas's home in Wisconsin, and the next day, alarming posts appeared on Deedee's Facebook account. This prompted the concerned neighbors to call the police. When the officers arrived at the Blanchard home, they discovered Deedee's deceased body. Initially, the authorities feared Gypsy, who was believed to be severely ill and dependent on her mother, had been abducted. This assumption was based on the information on Deedee's long-standing claims about numerous health issues with Gypsy. This led investigators to track the IP address of the Facebook post to John's home in Wisconsin. Gypsy and Nicholas were quickly located and arrested. Both confessed to the murder during their police interrogations, and this is when Gypsy revealed the years of abuse that she had suffered in the hands of her mother, which included the unnecessary medical treatments and confinement to a wheelchair. As the investigation unfolded, it became clear that Deedee had been fabricating Gypsy's illnesses for years, and this was also under the case of the Munchausen syndrome by proxy. This revelation shocked the public and provided a context for Gypsy's desperate actions. Gypsy Rose Blanchard was charged with second-degree murder and sentenced to 10 years in prison. On the other hand, Nicholas was convicted of first-degree murder, and he was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Gypsy Rose Blanchard was released from prison on December 28, 2023. This was after serving about 85% of her 10-year sentence. In my opinion, no matter how bad Deedee was, she did not deserve this. The only person who benefited from all this was Gypsy, because she is out now and she is a so-called celebrity despite her known history. Nicholas, on the other hand, is also rotting in prison. Deedee is as well as gone. So this was our case today. Please share your thoughts down in the comment section down below. Please like, subscribe, and tell me what you think about this case. For me, on the other hand, I feel this case was quite a bit unfair, but it was quite profitable to the person who was involved so much in this, and this was Gypsy. So please tell me what you think. Bye.